Kraus. I will be your ceramics instructor. This is about the 15th video I've made trying to get this right, so I'm really hoping this doesn't, I don't like get tongue-tied and have to start all over again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is an exciting year. I've never done this like this before, like teaching remotely at the beginning of a year. I've been doing this stuff for 19 years, and I gotta tell you, I don't mind trying things out differently. I think it's kind of, gives me a chance to be creative and to learn some new technology. I'm kind of like a low-tech person. Ceramics, if you think about it, it's mud. You put it in a kiln, it's fire. When the clay gets too dry, you add water. So these are the technologies that I feel most comfortable with. Earth, wind, and fire. Not wind, but it's like a 70s soul group. So to teach this remotely is definitely going to be a challenge. All right, so what we are going to have to do is we are going to have to be very flexible and very creative with our projects and our expectations, and we are going to, I believe we can be successful because of the important thing, creativity. Creativity is actually the purpose why we have art classes in high school. It's to allow you to be able to think in a creative, different way, to come up with a unique solution that nobody would come up with. So think about that for a second. If we're coming up with a unique solution and something very, that nobody else would come up with, that's what this is. That's what this experiment is that we are doing. And I am confident that if we are creative and we do these things, we are going to learn about creativity. We're going to learn a little bit about, manipulation, transformation, all the fun stuff that comes with being involved with art. Okay, so this is gonna work. It might not be ideal, but we'll be safe and we'll be creative. So one of the first things that we will be doing is we're going to be doing a creative exploration of material. What the heck does that mean? A creative, almost like we're gonna do like a scavenger hunt. We're gonna figure out what we can use to transform and turn into sculpture. I always like to say, in my advanced students, you might have heard me say this 1,000 times, but when you are making art, what you do essentially is you take a material and you transform it into an object. All right, so it's in the transformation, that's where the art is happening. So it doesn't matter what the material is. Material is a material, which means it doesn't matter. All right, artists in the past have used cardboard to make sculptures. They've used Tylenol to make sculptures. They've used bottle caps to make sculptures. They've used pencils to make sculptures. They've used construction paper to make sculptures. We are going to be able to make sculptures, all right? But what we have to do is we have to unlock that part of our brain that allows us to come up with some fun, unique solutions. It's kind of like playing, all right? When you were a kid, a lot of us would play and let our imaginations just kind of take over, and we wouldn't be hindered by, we can't do that or we can't do this. We would, let our imaginations run wild. And so we're going to try to go that direction. All right, we're going to try to be creative with the materials and be unique and try to, unlock that part of our brain that allows us to play for a product. Okay, it's very important. All right, so some of the projects that we are going to do, I'm going to provide materials for some, and you will have to provide materials for some others. Now, we are really in a strange spot here because I cannot send certain materials home. I cannot send sharp objects home. So if something is needing to be cut, you are going to have to be creative. Scissors, X-Acto knife, utility knives. These are all things that you use to cut. But you can also do things like tear things. You can rip things. You can find different things. You can be creative. Again, that is the word I must stress to you, creative. All right, so those are the expectations. I'm going to be honest. I'm an easy grader. I'm a pretty easy grader. I don't just give away A's. You have to do the work. You have to put in the time. But if you put in the time, you get the work done, and you turn it in, you will never have to worry about a grade from me. All right. So if you hold up your end of the bargain, I believe that you will be fine. Okay. The students that let things go and get things lost or be disorganized or just don't do them, those are the students that struggle, okay? And those are probably going to be the students that struggle in other classes as well. So, be organized, make sure that you're doing your responsibilities, not just in ceramics, but in all of your classes. And you'll find that it's a lot easier than you might think. All right, so we'll probably do like one of those get to know you handout things, so I can kind of find out a little bit about you, and maybe we could do some sharing at some point. But a little bit about me. This is my 19th year at Belleville West. I love teaching here. This is my home away from home. I did my student teaching here. I live in this community. My kids go to school in the district. I'm a big firm believer in 201. It's a great place. I went to East. I work here at West. My kids go to East, and trying to get them to go to West. But I think that this is a great place. So I think that you should be proud of where you are. We have a lot of fantastic things here for you at West, as well you didn't know. So a little bit more about me. I went to SWIC, I went to SIU, and I also went to Fontbonne for my master's degree. I love pottery. I love ceramics. I have a pottery wheel at my house. I throw things at my house, and the glaze kind of sucked on this. So, but I do pottery at my house, as well as drawing and as well as painting. I think it's a wonderful way to live when you are being creative and you need to play. I never got past I like to play with my toys when I was a kid. I always liked messing around with things and putting things together. So that's what we're going to kind of, that's how I designed this class. So it's not going to be all ceramics. Pardon me. I'm going to scratch my face. They tell you not to touch your face. I think I've been bathing in the antibacterial stuff. No germs. My hair's gotten long. So for those of my students from last year, they'll probably be like, Mr. Krause, your hair's long. Well, my hair cutting place is closed. I can't get my hairs cut. So it's driving me crazy. 2 of my kids think I look like a shaggy hippie, and 1 kid thinks I look okay. I got 3 daughters. It's covering up my bald spot, though. That's always a good thing. I like to have fun. I like to, joke around. Again, when you're being creative, you don't want to be so buttoned up and rigid. You have to, let strange thoughts, in your head, and just kind of, out, through a drawing or a piece of artwork or whatever. So, again, we'll probably have some get to know you questions. Please fill those out and get those back to me. At some point, we're going to have a material pickup day. So you'll need to come up here and pick up some of your materials that you will be required to use for this class. And we'll keep you informed with that, but that should be sometime this week. All right, so answer the questions and get back to me. Hello, everybody. Just your quick reminder, don't forget your mask.